Sharanon ba Sumana Shraddha ke arpita hai tere hi dena he jo hai wahi तुझको समर्पित है ना प्रीति है प्रतीति है नहीं पूजा की शक्ति है ना प्रीति है प्रतीति है नहीं पूजा की शक्ति है मेरा यामान मेरा याकान मेरा समर्पित है मेरे गुरुदेव शरणों भर सुमना श्रद्धा के अर्पित है
Thank you so much, Nirmal. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to First Parish. I'm Reverend Ann Mason, and I am so delighted to welcome you all to our celebration of Holi, the Festival of Colors. I have a couple of announcements. For those of you that are watching on YouTube or on Facebook Live, know that you're welcome to participate in any of these just by contacting our church office. We have some exciting adult programs this Tuesday at 7:30. Archaeologist and biblical scholar and our tenor soloist, Nate Ramsayer, will offer Searching for the Historical Jesus of Nazareth. The Artful Brain with Rose begins on April 6th. We are having a shared book discussion with Fallen to read The Sum of Us, What Racism Costs Everyone and How We Prosper Together. Also, Lobby Day is coming up and all of our social justice teams will be participating. I hope you all will as well. Training is available through UU Mass Action. Come and be a part of our advocacy work on April the 13th. And please be sure to sign up for our workshop with Paula Cole-Jones on April 24th. This is a very important process for us as a congregation. If you're viewing this service again through YouTube or Facebook, please contact the church office for registration. We would love to have you all attend. Our call to worship this morning was written by Amitav Radiance. We are all painters holding a color palette, conceiving a painting. It's how we mix the colors, depending on our imagination, whether we paint happiness or sad and gray. Nations yield the painting, sometimes splashing all colors, or else it colors gloom. Universe has mostly dark energy, yet we have found our colors to paint our abode we inhabit, no matter color, joy, and sorrow. We celebrate all colors. We are all painters wielding the blush to create new colors of hope.
Picture it. Precedented times, circa 2022. First Parish in Lexington, parking lot, kiddie pools filled with water, buckets of colored water with several water balloons and water sprayers. Long trestle tables close to the cemetery, clay pots filled with vibrant holy colors on those tables. Long trestle tables close to the creek, set up with scrumptious Indian food, mild, medium, and spicy. All of us dressed in white, We finish our holy worship service in the sanctuary and join for fellowship time outdoors. Children playing and running around, Bollywood dance music on the speakers. We gather around for fun, food, and colorful merrymaking. Now rewind, circa 2021, still amidst the pandemic. Playing Holi over Zoom? Oh, yes, it's possible. Get excited to see how this service unfolds. Today's festivities and service will look very different, and for most, probably a first time experience. Please have your holy packets by you when you're joining the worship service. Have a bowl or a plate along with a pair of scissors with you. In case for some reason you did not receive a holy color packet, you can participate in the ritual by using flour, turmeric, talcum powder, or baby powder. During the ritual of colors, it is strongly advised not to have any open flames nearby. If you would like to have a chalice next to you, we suggest a battery-operated candle. Reverend Anne will guide us in the ritual of colors. Come, let's celebrate and play holy with each other. Our introit this morning is What a Wonderful World, sung by our very own Sarah Butel with Rip Jackson on the piano.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Beautiful, Sarah. Good morning. As we celebrate the Festival of Colors, I'd like to remind you that color packets some of us will be using are flammable. So we will not be lighting a candle this morning. Instead, please hold your hands in the shape of a chalice. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. May this virtual chalice hold us all in the amazing colors of our shared humanity. Now Nomal will introduce our opening hymn.
Good morning. This is a beginning of a little mantra in Sanskrit, the first two lines of which we'll be singing today. Purnamada Purnamidam which simply translates as this is whole, that is whole, that is whole. And it's a repeating kind of melody, so once you get the idea of it, feel free to sing along and find your harmony. Purnamida, 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 Purnamidam, Purnamida, Purnamidam, Purnamida, Purnamidam, Purnamida, Purnamidam, Purnamida, 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 Purnamidam, 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 Purnamida, 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 Purnamida.
Thank you, Nirmal. What a beautiful way to bring us together for our opening hymn this morning. Thank you so very much for your beautiful music. Our story this morning is The God and the Wicked Witch. There once lived an evil demon king called Hiranyakashipu. He lived a great life of luxury in a palace which had once been owned by Lord Indra, king of the gods, until, that is, wicked Hiranyakashipu had thrown Indra out of his home. The demon king was greedy and cruel. Woe betide anyone who disobeyed his commands. For Hiranyakashipu also thought that he was God, and he gave orders that everyone should worship him. Now, King Hiranyakashipu had a son called Prahlad, who was kind and gentle, as much as his father was wicked. And one day, the king took his son on his knee and asked him a question. Now, my son, you are very clever, but what is the most important thing you have learned at school? That you are king, replied Prahlad. But Lord Vishnu is God, and he is greater than everyone. His father was furious. How dare you, he bellowed, throwing Prahlad off his knee. Lord Vishnu, pah, you must worship me, he shouted. No, father, Prahlad said very calmly, I must worship Lord Vishnu. King Hiranyakashipu decided that Prahlad must be punished. He ordered his soldiers to take him away and throw him from the top of a cliff. But Lord Vishnu was watching over Prahlad, and the boy floated gently to the ground like a feather. Throw him in front of an elephant, the king shrieked. So the soldiers threw Prahlad in the path of a charging elephant. But again, Lord Vishnu protected Prahlad, and the elephant stopped and bowed down in front of him. Next, the soldiers threw Prahlad into a pit full of poisonous snakes, but the snakes would not bite him. Then they charged at him with their swords, but even the sharp steel blades could not pierce him. They simply could not hurt the boy. Lord Vishnu was always protecting Prahlad, who smiled as he remembered his Lord. The soldiers finally admitted defeat and dragged the boy back to his father. Now will you worship me? Shouted the king. No, dear father, said Prahlad, I worship Lord Vishnu. He has been looking after me. The king was livid. How dare Prahlad defy him? In a terrible temper, he went to see his sister, a wicked witch called Holika. That boy needs teaching a lesson, she cackled, and I've got just the thing. And this is what the evil pair did. They built a huge bonfire in the palace grounds and lit it to make a roaring blaze. Then Holika called to Prahlad, Dear nephew, let's play a game. Come and walk into this fire with me. Come on now, you won't get burned. My magic powers will protect us. For Holika had a promise from Agni, the fire god, that she could not be hurt by fire. But of course, she planned to leave Prahlad in the fire to burn while she walked out unharmed. The two walked into the bonfire, but as so many times before, Lord Vishnu was watching over Prahlad. Quick as a flash, he snatched Prahlad out of the flames and left the wicked Aunt Holika to perish. And to this day, whenever there is danger from enemies, people remember how Lord Vishnu rescued Prahlad and pray for Lord Vishnu's protection. And also since that day, every February or March, Hindus celebrate the festival of Holi. It is also a time for remembering the story of Prahlad. On the eve of Holi, a big bonfire is lit to remind people of the fate of Holika, the wicked witch who gave the festival its name. Thank you all for listening to our story. And now I invite you to enjoy our anthem, True Colors, Cyndi Lauper's True Colors, performed by Rip Jackson.
You with sad eyes, don't be discouraged. Oh, I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, and the darkness inside you makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow. show me a smile then. Don't be unhappy, can't remember when I last saw you laughing. In this world, it makes you crazy, and you've taken all you can bear. You can call me up, because you know I'll be there, and I'll see your true colors shining through. I'll see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow. Oh no, can't remember when I last saw you laugh. If this world makes you crazy, you've taken all you can bear. You call me up, because you know I'll be there, and I'll see your true colors shining through. I'll see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let it show your true colors. True colors, true colors are shining through. I'll see your true colors, that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow.
Thank you so much, Rip Jackson, for that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. Holi, a popular folk festival that marks the passing of the winter solstice and the beginning of a crop season, fertility, and the spark of life. Sometimes also called Lori, comes from lo, which means light and warmth of the fire. Lori holds a vital place in the lives of farmers. The farmers, along with their families, pray for abundant crop production in the coming year. A popular folklore links Lori to the tale of Dula Bhatti. Regarded as a hero in Punjab, Robin Hood of Punjab, Dula Bhatti lived during the reign of Mughal Emperor Akbar. Dula Bhatti rescued Hindu girls from being forcibly taken to sold in the slave market of the Middle East. Among those he saved were two girls, Sundari and Mundri, who gradually became a theme of Punjab's folklore. Dula Bhatti arranged their marriages to deserving boys and also provided them with financial and material help. As part of Lori celebrations, children go around homes singing the traditional folk songs, and adults of the house are expected to give snacks and money to the singing troupe of youngsters. According to Narad Puran, on the day of Holika Dahan, some folks wake up in the morning and perform the rituals for the ancestors and deities. Holi is worshipped before Holika Dahan. You might wonder, how do Hindus worship? In their house, they often have an altar with images and idols of gods, goddesses, and gurus. Their act of worship is called puja. It is a ritual performed by Hindus to offer devotional homage and prayer to one or more deities, to host and honor a guest, or to spiritually celebrate an event. It may honor or celebrate the presence of a special guest or the memories after they die. For the Holika Dahan, the worship is performed outdoors as it involves a bonfire. A vessel filled with fresh water, garland made from flowers, incense sticks, tulsi leaves, jaggery, your yarn, whole turmeric, moong, coconut, wheat, ripe gram called popta, papad, lentil crisps are collected for the puja. Along with these puja materials, a shield made of cow dung is also kept near Holika. During the auspicious time of Holika Dahan, four garlands are kept separately made from molly, flowers, gulal, shield, and toys. The first garland is placed in the name of the ancestors, the second for Sri Hanuman, the monkey god. The third is for Shitlama, who is the goddess of coolness. And the fourth is kept in the name of family and their young ones. A thread of raw cotton is wrapped around the holy with devotion. Lori goddesses are made out of cow dung, and fire is kindled underneath it, and her praises are sung. People perform a prayer and go around the fire. This is to show respect to the natural element of fire. People also pour milk and water around the sacred bonfire. Holika is circled 3 or 7 times. As Holi comes at a time of the year when people have a tendency to feel a little sleepy and lazy, it is natural for the body to experience some tardiness due to the change from the cold to the heat in the atmosphere. To counteract this tardiness of the body, people sing loudly, play dhol, and dance in merriment and frolic. The movements of Bhangra are brisk and the music is loud. All of this helps to rejuvenate the system of the human body. The colors, when sprayed on the body, have a great impact on it too. Biologists believe the liquid dye or abir penetrates the body and enters into the pores. It has the effect of strengthening the eons of the body and adds health and beauty to it. Holi is a festival associated directly with the sun, earth, and fire. Sun represents the life element, earth represents our food, and fire maintains our health. The bonfire is lit at sunset in the main village square. People toss sesame seeds, gur, jaggery, sugar candy, dhani, also known as popcorn, among other things in the bonfire, sit around it, sing, and dance till the fire dies out. Holika's vibhuti, also known as ashes, is worshipped and applied on one's body for the peace, removal of all defects, growth of age, attainment of wealth and health, and fulfillment of desires. The temples of ancient India have sculptures of Holi on walls. One of these temples is from 16th century in Hampi, the capital of Vijayanagar. The temple has many scenes from Holi sculpted on its walls showing princess and princesses along with their maids holding pitchkaris, water sprayers, to squirt water on the royals. Many medieval paintings, such as the 16th century Ahmednagar Mewar painting, circa 1755, Bundi miniatures, all depict holy celebrations in one way or another. I lived in Balasore, Odisha, formerly known as Orissa, as a child. There was an army base in our small town. A lot of my parents' friends were from the Proof Club. Many of the families were Punjabi. They all had the best Lori celebrations ever. The festival is celebrated by lighting bonfires, eating festive food, singing and dancing. Sarso ka saag, mustard greens, and makke di roti, thick corn tortillas. Radishes are traditionally the main course of a Lori dinner. For dessert, we have ravery, which is sesame brittle made with jaggery and ghee. People gather around the bonfires, offer sweets, puffed rice, and popcorn, also known as thani, to the bright flames of Lori and exchange greetings. The coconut, wheat, ripe gram called popta, papad, lentil crisps, that are offered in the prayers to the gods and goddesses are then shared among people and consumed. People wear their brightest clothes and come to dance Bhangra and Gitta to the beat of dhol with great aplomb. Lori is celebrated with great enthusiasm and engagement by all. Holi as a festival has rich social significance as it helps to strengthen the secular fabric of our country. The festival brings together people from different religions and socio-economic backgrounds. Differences, misunderstandings of any kind are just put aside on this day, and everyone just hugs each other while applying colors. Holi is a day to forgive and forget animosity and practice magnanimity. Enemies turn friends on Holi and dissolve any grudges that may be present. People do not differentiate between the rich and the poor, the serving or the served, and everybody celebrates the festival together with a spirit of bonhomie and brotherhood. It is a festival that bonds everyone. I offer my deepest gratitude to my parents, Mummy, Papa, my grandparents, who are now in heaven, all four of them, Jikaka, Shardava, Nanu Dalpatrai, and Nani Hira. My sister Ami, for teaching me the beauty of Hinduism. The intentionality in our devotion and prayers. Hinduism is often called Sanatan Dharma. Hinduism incorporates various teachings from the Vedas, Upanishads, and other Hindu texts, such as Ramayana, the Mahabharata, and Bhagavad Gita, which itself is often described as a concise guide to Hindu philosophy and a practical, self-contained guide to life. I'm thankful to Minister Vicky Goldston of Living Spirit Church, who told me to find a Unitarian Universalist congregation near me. She promised that the UUs will take good care of me. I express my deepest gratitude to Reverend Allison Miller of Morristown Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, who invited me to be a part of Diwali service over a decade ago. This is how I came to be part of the UU faith traditions. That gave birth to this Hindu with two U's. I'm so thankful to Reverend Ann Mason for recognizing and honoring my spiritual journey and inviting me twice to share my story. I express my deepest gratitude to First Parish community for embracing all facets of me, for giving me this opportunity to celebrate a virtual Holi festival that is usually done outdoors. I wish for all of us to emerge with a spirit of bonhomie and unity, just like this festival celebrates. May the spirit of Holi help our divided country come together in love and connection. May we embrace the gift of diversity as we embrace the colors. May we celebrate our differences and grow stronger. May we be resilient. May we continue to widen our circle. May we find creative ways to expand our connections, and may we grow beyond our worship houses. Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, the world is my family.
That was lovely, Pratik. Thank you. Please join in the affirmation of faith. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. It is the time in our service where we receive tithes. and offerings to support the mission and vision of First Parish. We are incredibly grateful to those who give regularly and generously. If today is your first time at our First Parish, please let the offering slide plate pass you by, because your coming here is your first great offering. And the link will also be in the chat.
And now we welcome Nirmal.
Shantirantariksha Shanti Shanti Prithvi Shantirapa Shanti Roshadaya Shanti Shanti Vanaspataya Shantir Vishvideva Shantir Brahma Shanti Savam Shanti Shanti Reva Shanti Sama Shanti Shanti,
Thank you, Nirmal. Your music is such a blessing to us. Thank you. The legend of the blue god. The birth of a god is always suffused with legend, and the birth of Lord Krishna is no different. The prophecy was that he would grow up to kill the wicked King Khans of Mathura, a beautiful kingdom overlooking the Yamuna River. So you can imagine that King Khans was planning to prevent this baby from growing up. This reminds me of the story of King Herod in the Christian scriptures. Herod was warned of the power of the baby about to be born, and so he tried to have the baby Jesus killed, and the Holy Family fled to Egypt. In the birth legend of Krishna, the wicked King Khans tried to protect himself and had Krishna's parents thrown into prison for many years. The night of Krishna's birth was the 8th day of the waning moon in August. It was a dark, dark night. Thick black clouds swept across the sky, and drum rolls of thunder attacked. In the heart of the monsoon, the rain poured heavily and furiously. It was on this late-filled night that Krishna was born. As soon as he uttered his first cry, a voice from heaven spoke to his father, Vasudeva. Take this baby away far across the Yamuna River to the village of Gokul, where your sister lives. Exchange him for your sister's newborn daughter and return before dawn. All will be well. But what of the guards and the locks and the unforgiving storm? Vasudeva answered. Do not fear, said the voice. Vasudeva wrapped the newborn Krishna tightly in some rags, and he found the cell doors open and the guards fast asleep. As he stepped out onto the cold and wet earth, he heard nothing and faced nothing but darkness. And when they finally came to the banks of the Yamuna River, the monsoon rains seemed angrier than ever. When the lightning flashed, Vasudev could see the huge waves rising higher and higher, and the whirlpools of water circling to endless depths. But he had no choice. If he was going to save the child, he had to get to Gokul. And so, without fear, Vasudev put Krishna in a basket and, holding onto it firmly in his arm, waded straight into the threatening river. But the water seemed even angrier and kept rising. Vasudev held the basket above his head to protect his baby. But the father Vasudev went higher and higher, and the water rose higher and higher until it was almost up to his nose. What Vasudev didn't understand at the time was that the river was rising because it wished to touch the god Krishna's feet. But Krishna knew this, and so the baby lowered his tiny foot so it dangled out of the basket and lightly touched the water. And at once, the mighty Yamuna river reduced and parted, making way for Vasudev, and they crossed the river and the water closed behind them. And baby Krishna was safe. The festival of Holi centers on colorful expressions of love between Krishna and the goddess Radha, and the love that we have for each other. The dance that you are about to see celebrates the love for Krishna as expressed by three women representing his wife, Rukmani, consort Radha, and the devotee Mira. Another interpretation of the three women could also be Yashoda, Krishna's mother, Radha, his consort, and Suluba, his sister. The other women dancing represent the village maidens called gopis. They all dance to invite Krishna to come and play Holi with them. I have never been able to participate in the festival of Holi, and I know that our ritual today is a virtual adaptation of this great Indian tradition. Let's hope that we can join our Lexington Hindu community next year in Hastings Park for a true celebration of Holi. I am grateful to Pratik for helping me to learn more about his culture, and I am truly enjoying the opportunity to delve more deeply into some of the legends and the customs of Holi. The question that I began with is this: why is Krishna depicted as being blue? I came from a Western tradition where gods are usually painted or sculpted using human flesh tones. And so this is a wonderful sense of departure. Now, I am familiar with green tar and white tar in the Buddhist traditions, but blue? And Krishna is not the only blue god. So let's explore some of the background. Hindus see God as one, but with many forms and attributes, primarily through the triad of Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. There is a legend of Shiva and why he has a blue throat. The story of the Sumutra Mundra begins with divine beings known as Devas being cursed by the sage Durvasa and losing all their strength. They went to Lord Vishnu for help, who told them there was there was nectar at the bottom of the celestial ocean, and that they must churn the ocean like milk being churned into butter, so the nectar would rise and they would be healed. With the help of the mountain Mandara as a churning rod, the ocean began to churn. But a terrible poison came out of the ocean, and they all departed. They despaired. To save them all, Lord Shiva swallowed the poison, and his throat became blue. One of the Krishna legends is similar. The demon Putna tried to kill him by giving him poisoned milk, which didn't kill him but turned his skin blue. It is also interesting to explore the name Krishna, which in Sanskrit, the word Krishna means black or dark. And it is also translated as all attractive. Hinduism is a very philosophical and sublime religion and relies heavily on metaphors in its tales. Sumutra Dharma, which represents the universal duties that every person needs to carry out, teaches that those who have the depth of character and the capacity to fight evil are depicted as blue-skinned. On the same lines, the blue color of Lord Vishnu's skin is considered to be a metaphor. Lord Vishnu, as the protector of the universe, is omnipresent. Vishnu, being a part of the holy Trimurti, is the form of the supreme being, and thus he is formless. The color blue is associated with infiniteness and homelessness. And in the words of the great teacher Swami Vivekananda, the God of infinite love and the object of love sublime and infinite are painted blue. Krishna is painted blue. It is a natural law that anything sublime and infinite is associated with the blue color. Take a handful of water. It is absolutely colorless, but look at the deep, wide ocean. It is as blue as anything. Imagine the space near you. It is colorless, but look at the infinite expanse of the sky. It is blue. So Krishna is sometimes depicted as blue for any of these reasons. But my favorite story of the legend of Holi has to do with Krishna's own feeling about his blue skin. Krishna is connected to Radha, the goddess of love and consort of Krishna. Young Krishna was known to be playful and mischievous, and he was also jealous of Radha's fair complexion and her beauty. One day, Krishna complained to his mother, Yashoda, about the injustice of nature, which made Radha's complexion like wheat and his blue. To pacify the crying young Krishna, the doting mother asked him to go and color Radha's face in whichever color he wanted. And in a mischievous mood, naughty Krishna heeded the advice of Mother Yoda and applied color on her beloved Radha's face, making her one like himself. And so now, as people across the globe celebrate the festival of Holi, they playfully anoint each other with color, either powdered or mixed with water, until the whole community becomes one joyful, playful, colorful mass of people. And in the midst of this, something amazing happens. The variations of skin tone are lost beneath the vibrant colors, and all people became one. This is an act of love, of equality, of forgiveness, and of joy. And so with these values in mind, I invite you now to participate in our virtual festival of color. During this ritual, we will be spotlighting our participants so that you can more easily see each other. Please remember that we stream this service to YouTube, so if you prefer, you may turn off your video, but know that we would love to see you take part in this virtual Holi festival. Before we begin, I would like to remind everyone not to have any open live flames around. Find your packet of color and make sure you have a plate or a bowl and a pair of scissors. Don't be afraid. This color is fully washable, so when it gets on your clothes or your rug, you will be able to clean up. And now carefully cut the corners of your packet and empty it. If you didn't get a packet and got creative, pour some flour or powder or turmeric into your plate or your bowl. And now look deeply at this color. Where do you find this color occurring naturally? Is it the blue of the ocean or the sky, the green of the forest, or white like snow? Does the yellow remind you of the sun or the hair of your childhood best friend? Perhaps the purple is your favorite iris, or the color of your hat now that you're of a certain age. Is the pink like the tea roses you love to smell, or the color of coral you saw at the New England Aquarium? Take a moment now to remember where you have seen this color. Now take some of the color between your thumb and your fingers and apply it to your other hand. Enjoy the feel of it as you rub your hands together. And now take this color and feel the connection between the earth and you in this moment. And as you begin to apply the color on yourself or on your companions, feel the blessings of earth and sea and sky and flowers. And know that this blessing is for you. The blessings of color in a dry and wintry land. The blessings of color on our dry and wintry skin. The freedom to adorn ourselves with color, to redefine ourselves, to become more colorful, more filled with life, more playful. If you want, you can run outside with this color and throw it up in the air and throw it at each other, or you could wait and do that right after the service. But be sure to enjoy this color.
Vishnu, 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 Shantagada Mushika Shayanam Putpuram Sureshan Vishwadadam Gagana Sadrasham Shantaga Mushika Shayanam Putpunam Sureshan. Amen. Dominus illuminatium me. Amen. Dominum illuminatium me. Amen. Alleluia. Alleluia. Vishnu, 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 Vishnu. Shantagada Mushiga Shayanam Putpurum Sureshan Vishwadadum Gagana Sadrasham Shantagada Mushiga Shayanam Vishwadadum Gagana Shadrasham Shantagada Mushiga Shayanam Putpurum Sureshan. Amen. Amen. Shantagada Mushiga Shayanam Putpuram Sureshan. Alleluia.
And now I invite Nirmal to lead us in our closing hymn. Thank you all for your beautiful, colorful faces and hands and joy. Such a blessing.
So we'll now be singing a mantra to Saraswati, who is the goddess of creativity, music, and the arts, and it's a perfect time in the spring for us to celebrate her. The mantra is Om Aim Shrim Klim Saraswatiye Namaha. And simply, very roughly translates as salutation, celebration to this beautiful energy of Saraswati. Again, once you get the melody, just please feel free to join in. Om Aim Shrim Klim Saraswati Namaha. 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 Om Aim Shrim Shrim Saraswati Namaha. Om Aim Shrim Klim 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 Saraswati Namaha.
Thank you so much, Nirmal. For our benediction, may the blessing of sea and sky, of earth and fire be with you and sustain you. May the vibrant colors of our shared humanity inspire you and connect you one to another in a joyous celebration of our shared existence. And may the power of the Holy fill you with the courage that you need to face this day. Our postlude is Jivjago, composed and performed by our guest musician, Nirmal. Namaste.
Wake up, sleeping souls. Jeev jago, jeev jago. 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 Wake up, sleeping souls. Jeev jago, jeev jago.
All are invited to stay on Zoom to participate in small breakout groups for our virtual coffee hour. Beautiful, Namal, thank you.
Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. Vishnu Om Vishnu